Hello. This is just a short message if you are a male that thinks you're too intellectual or thinks that you've got your emotions under control, or if you're in a relationship with somebody that does. You are not in control of your emotions. Your emotions are controlling you. We all have emotions. There's no way around it. Many of us are just taught that it's a weakness. We can't show emotion, so we don't even show it to ourselves. You aren't in control of it. You aren't being stoic like a strong, quiet soldier just dealing with it. You are being controlled by this. And I like to tell you this because, in your best interest, this is a big vulnerability to you. You have a huge weakness showing, you have a big attack vector showing to the world. And just because you don't notice it, because you're repressing it, because you're pushing it out of your mind, it doesn't make it go away. It's still there. And in fact, what you ignore is going to grow in the shadows of your subconscious mind. And just because you don't see it or you don't notice it, other people are noticing it. We all have emotions. We all have insecurities. We all have fears. We all have a shadow, a dark part of us that maybe we don't want to acknowledge. And it's usually what you find terrible in others or what frustrates you in others. Usually you have that in yourself. Myself, for example, hypocrites really bother me. If you did one thing and you said another, it was my biggest pet peeve. Like, I got like viscerally, and that's when you want to notice you have something repressed or in your shadow. I would viscerally feel in my gut that I was unhappy with someone that I judged was a hypocrite. But I've done a lot of healing and I've evolved a lot, and I've realized that a lot of the times I was being a hypocrite, but I was being blind to that because I didn't want to access that part. That was fear, that was insecurity, that was an emotion that I wasn't comfortable with, and so that's why I saw that and I didn't like that in others. So always be aware of what disgusts you or frustrates you or makes you really angry in others, especially like viscerally. It's probably something that you need to process. But the only advice I would give to start off, because you do have these emotions, you are just repressing them. You're not a machine. You're not a master of your brain. We are emotional creatures. Take some time throughout the day and just in your own head, you don't have to let anybody know you're doing this project. Just ask yourself, what are you feeling? Are you feeling anything? See if you can feel it in your body first. We all know where we feel frustration or anger because that's the easiest one, in your chest, in your abdomen, maybe in your jaw. See if you feel any physical triggers, and then just try your best in your head to evaluate, like, what am I feeling right now? That's at least a way to start this. And yes, I'm always looking at a script. Um, it's at least a start, okay? And you don't have to let anybody know that you're doing this project. If you can realize that you're having this emotion, it can't be used against you. Yes, that's where I was going. That's the weakness, the vulnerability. Because just because you don't see it and you act like it's not there, it is still there. And if you don't see it, it's a weakness. And everyone else can see it. And it can be used as an attack against you. So at least if you can try to evaluate it and understand if you're frustrated or angry or afraid or insecure, because we all have all these, it can't be so easily used against you. This is how advertising comes after people. It goes after your shadow, it goes after your insecurities. But other people out in the world can use these insecurities against you. So that's all. If you feel you're super logical and you conquered your emotions, you haven't. They're there. They're repressed. And I invite you to just take a little bit of time, a couple times a day, and just see if you can feel that emotion. Because if you can be aware of it, at least if you can be aware of it, it can't be used against you so easily. All right, everybody, take care.